Hello, everyone. This is Big Dan with Southern Extreme Sports Talk. Just wanted to get on here today and talk about the games coming up this weekend. All the games as far as the top 25 is concerned. Just wanted to touch base, kind of give y'all some info on all that, help you out. Anyhow, starting off, we'll go with the number one team in the country, Texas. They'll be playing Georgia as the number 5 team. That's going to be a top 5 matchup. That's going to be a great game. I think later on in the game, I think it'll probably be close for the first half, maybe in the third quarter a little bit, but I think Texas will pull away a little bit there at the end. I think they just got too much horsepower for Georgia. But so moving on, they'll play Saturday. The number 2 team, Oregon, they play tonight. It's Friday. They play Friday night game against Purdue. Oregon shouldn't have too much trouble with Purdue. So that should stay the same there. The number 3 and 4 team, Penn State and Ohio State, they're off this weekend. The number 6 team is Miami in the AP ranking. They play Louisville on Saturday. That'll probably be a decent ball game. Miami seemed all of a sudden they kind of, they struggling with some teams and running out to the end, having to beat these teams in the last minute, so they're going to have to get out of that. But we'll see how it works out with Louisville, but that should be a pretty good, decent ball game, but Miami should win. But anyhow, then the next game is going to be number 7, Alabama is playing Tennessee, which is the 11th ranked team. That's at Tennessee. That's Saturday. Like I said, I done a matchup on them. I think Tennessee's defense is just a little bit too tough for Alabama. So I look for Tennessee Tennessee's been struggling a little bit on offense, but I look for them to straighten that out. Alabama's defense ain't exactly been doing great. But I look for the team speed of Tennessee on defense. I look for them to give Alabama a lot of trouble and hold Milroe kind of in check as far as his running goes. But I look for Tennessee to win that ball game. And then we got number 8, LSU is at Arkansas. That's going to be another tight SEC game. I'm looking for LSU to pull that out. It'll be a dog fight, but I look for LSU to win by between 4 and 7 points. Number 9 team, Iowa State. That's a Big 12 game against UCF. Iowa State's got a good defense, so I'm looking for them. They'll stay in there tight. UCF, they're struggling, to say the least. They got Jefferson playing quarterback that transferred from Arkansas, but I look for them to continue to struggle. So I think Iowa State's going to be a little bit much for them. It'll be a close game. I mean, Iowa State will win by a touchdown. But anyhow, moving on, number 10, Clemson. They got an ACC matchup with Virginia on Saturday. That Clemson's number 10. That'll be a pretty tough little game for them, but Clemson should pull it out somewhere around 10 points. They'll beat Virginia probably 31-21, somewhere in that ballpark. Number 11's Tennessee. They're playing Alabama. Number 12, looking at Notre Dame. They're playing Georgia Tech. Notre Dame should be fine. The King quarterback for Georgia Tech, he's out this weekend, so that's going to hurt them. Georgia Tech's a big running team. It's probably going to be a close ball game, but Notre Dame should pull it out at the end with the Leonard quarterback running and everything, Riley Leonard. So I think they'll pull it out at the end. They should win between 7 and 10 points. Notre Dame should. And then next you got number 13 is BYU. They play Oklahoma State tonight. BYU should win that game. It's going to be a tough little ball game. Oklahoma State's offensive line is not doing as good as they did last year. They was supposed to be good coming into this year, but they're not running the ball with the running back that they got supposed to be all world. But evidently the offensive line ain't doing quite what they should be doing, because he's not doing too good this year, and they're struggling. So I look for BYU to beat Oklahoma State pretty handily, probably by a couple touchdowns. But the Cougars are doing good. Number 14 is Texas A&M. This will be a SEC matchup with they play Mississippi State. The way A&M's been playing and progressing each week, Mike Elko, he's doing a phenomenal job with them. They're finally getting some good quarterback play out of Wegman. Week 1 he looked horrible, and that's what killed him mainly. He wasn't passing good at all. He looked terrible against Notre Dame. But they have rebounded and come back, and I look for A&M to win that ball game between 7 and 10 points, if not 14. But anyhow, the number 15 team, Boise State, they're off. Number 16 is Indiana. Another good little team, Indiana Hoosiers. They're playing Nebraska on Saturday. Now, this is a Big Ten matchup. I look for this to be a very tough ball game. I love both teams, but I think at the end of the day, I think Indiana's gonna pull this game out, beat Nebraska, but it's gonna be a tight one. I think Indiana will win by 3, maybe 4 points. Then the next game is going to be number 17 is Kansas State. They will be at West Virginia. That's an evening game. That's going to be a tough little ball game. But at the end of the day, Kansas State, I think with the little quarterback they got and the 2 running backs Kansas State has, I think that's just going to be a little bit more for West Virginia than they can handle. But I look for Kansas State to win that game by a touchdown. But anyway, the number 18 team, Ole Miss, is off. Number 19 is Missouri. They're playing Auburn. That's a SEC matchup. That's going to be a tough game, but I look for Missouri to win that ball game. Auburn's struggling a little bit right now. Number 20, Pittsburgh, they're off this weekend. 21 is SMU. They're doing great. This is an ACC matchup. They're going to be at Stanford. SMU shouldn't have too much trouble with Stanford. They'll probably beat them pretty handily. Probably about between 14 and 21 points they'll beat Stanford probably. 22 is Illinois. Now this is a good little game. Illinois is a Big Ten matchup playing Michigan. So I look for, this is going to be a tough matchup for Michigan. Like I said, they was my first edition on the Sharks Are Circling episode. But Illinois should beat Michigan. They got a good quarterback, good balance. I look for Illinois to win this ball game probably by a touchdown. And then off to our next game is going to be between Army. Army's number 23, and they're playing East Carolina. Army's got a tough defense, and they have a very tough running game. So I look for Army with the ball control and everything. I look for them to take out East Carolina pretty handily. And then, let's see here. Of course, Michigan was 24. They're playing Illinois. 25 is Navy. This is an American League Conference, American Conference game. Navy is playing Charlotte. And basically about like Army, I look for Navy to win this ball game. They pass a little bit more than Army does, But Navy runs the ball a good bit, but they have pretty good balance. But I look for them to beat Charlotte, probably by about 10 to 14 points. But anyhow, that's my wrap up for the top 25 for this week, coming into week 8 here. Like I said, got a couple good ball games tonight, Oregon and Purdue, and then of course the BYU and the Oklahoma State game will be real good for tonight, and then several good ball games tomorrow. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll have y'all some more content. If you would like and subscribe, share the content. I appreciate everybody's support, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.